Whatever in my tiny brain, whatever I have, I like to share with you all, that's all. Yeah? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanam Janashalakya Chakshurun Militam Minha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam. All of you along with me can chant the opening prayer. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadandikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yutapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaidam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Shra. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikakanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So today's discussion is from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. Before start our discussion on this today's verse,
Can I keep it closer or is it?
unable to hear? No, this, if you all can hear, okay.
She just kept it away because she wanted to see the book.
Yeah. So before we start this today's text sloka, just we will check the contents of the Gita. You know, if you see Lord Sri Krishna from the 2nd chapter to 5th chapter, he's discussing about the work in devotion. And then he's discussing about him, he's telling about him. And then from 7 to 12, he's gives more knowledge. He's talking about his material nature, then spiritual nature, and then about this the material world, constitution of the material world, which he's telling in chapter 15. Then he's talking about his qualities, divine and demoniac qualities. Like that he is going on. But in this chapter only he's talking about Dhyana Yoga in detail. And again in chapter 18, briefly he's given. But nowhere else he has repeated this chapter, which is Dhyana Yoga. So, just quickly we have a recap on this chapter. In this, Krishna is talking about Dhyana Yoga, that is meditation. So how to, and he's starting from the ladder, then that eightfold yoga system, and then talking about how to, yogis, how they have to meditate on this, how to sit in they have to sit in a secluded place, sit on the kusha, mat, grass, and not very low also, not very high also, and they have to keep the neck and back shoulder all straight, and then they have to concentrate on the tip of the nose and meditate on the Lord. So Arjuna is telling, it's very difficult to do that. And he's telling it's not practical, impractical to him. He is telling. He's not telling that this is wrong. Whatever you are giving process is wrong to Krishna. He is telling that whatever you are telling is impractical to me. Before we talk, we'll read the sloka, recite the sloka, and read the purport. Then we'll continue our discussion. So Bhagavad Gita as it is, Dhyana Yoga, that is chapter 6 and text 38. Kachinno bhaya viprastas, Chinnabhiram iva nashyati, Apratishto mahabaho, Vimudo bhava Vimudo Brahmanapati
Vimudo Brahmanapati
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Chinnabhiram Iva Nashyati
Chinnabhramiva Nashyati
Apratishto Mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudo Brahmanapati.
Vimudo Brahmanapati
Yeah, any Prabhus and Matajis can recite.
Kaschinno Bhaya Viprastas
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Channabhramiva Nashyati
Chinnabhiram
Chinnabhramiva Nashyati
Apratishto Mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudo Brahmanapati
Vimudo Brahmanapati. Anyone else?
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Chinnabhramiva Nashyati
Chinnabhiram Iva Nashyati
Apratishto Mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudho Brahmanapati
Vimudo Brahmanapati. Matajis? Matajis?
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Chinnabhramiva Nashyati
Chinnabhiram Nashyati
Apratishto Mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudho Brahmanapati
Vimudo Brahmanapati. Anyone else? Mataji, Haribol? Can recite.
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Kachinno Bhaya Viprastas
Chinnabhramiva Nashyati
Chinnabhiram Nashyati
Apratishto Mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudo Brahmanapati
Vimudo Brahmanapati. Okay. So word to word meaning Kashit
Kaschit
Veda
Veda
Na
Na
Not
Not
Ubaya
Ubhaya
Both
Both
Vipratistaha
Viprasthah
Deviated from
Deviated from
Chinna
Chinna
Tone
Tone
Abram
Abram
Cloud
Cloud
Iva
Eva
Like
Like
Nashyati
Nashyati
Perishes
Perishes
Apratistaha
Apratishtaha
Without any position
Without any position
Mahabaho
Mahabaho
O mighty armed Krishna
O mighty armed Krishna
Vimudaha
Vimudaha
Bewildered
Bewildered
Brahmanaha
Brahmanaha
of transcendence
of transcendence
Pati
Pati
on the path.
on the path.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.Z. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Please all of you repeat after me the translation. O mighty armed Krishna,
O mighty armed Krishna,
does not such a man
Does not such a
who
man
is bewildered from the path of transcendence
who is bewildered from the path of transcendence,
fall away from
fall away from
both spiritual and material
both
success
spiritual and material success,
and perish like a riven cloud
perish like a riven cloud,
with no position in any sphere.
with no position in any sphere.
So, I didn't read like a question, but Arjuna is asking a question. That is okay. Okay, we'll read the purport. There are two ways to progress. Those who are materialist have no interest in transcendence. Therefore, they are more interested in material advancement by economic development or in promotion to the higher planets by appropriate work. When one takes to the path of transcendence, one has to cease all material activities and sacrifice all forms so-called material happiness. If the aspiring transcendentalist fails, then he apparently this word all of you should remember, this is a very special word Prabhupada has used there, and loses both ways. In other words, he can enjoy neither material happiness nor spiritual success. He has no position. He is like a riven cloud a cloud in the sky sometimes deviates from a small cloud and joins a big one. But if it cannot join a big one, then it is blown away by the wind and becomes no entity in the vast sky. The Brahmanaha Patihi. Brahmanapati is the path of transcendental realization through knowing oneself to be spiritual in essence, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord who is manifested as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Lord Sri Krishna is the fullest manifestation of the Supreme Absolute Truth, and therefore one who is surrendered to the Supreme Person is a successful transcendentalist. To reach this goal of life through Brahman and Paramatma realization takes many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Therefore, the supermost path of transcendental realization is Bhakti Yoga, or Krishna consciousness, the direct method. Very nicely, Prabhupada is given in a simple way to understand. I'm just repeating whatever Prabhupada has mentioned. Everything is very clear. And here we were discussing about the different chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And today's discussion is on Dhyana Yoga. That also, we will just have a quick recap on this chapter. So, that which I explained to you all that, Krishna is explaining about this ladder, about, and the eightfold yoga system, and the yogis, how they meditate on. So then Arjuna is saying it's difficult, is impractical to me, he's telling. He's talking about him. Then, and then he's not telling that it's wrong, whatever given process is wrong, but then he's telling it's impractical to me. But who is talking impractical? He has got self-control, sense control, everything he has. The incidents are there in Mahabharata. He lived in forest for 13 years, all Pandavas. And in fact, they born in the forest. And they joined the primary education in the forest only, in Gurukula, and served the sages. Yes, they have got, they were very comfortable. But only thing they were disturbed by Duryodhana's, they had us anguished, towards them only. But they are very comfortable physically they are comfortable. Mentally sometimes, because of their activities of the Kauravas, they got agitated. So in other case, and he has got so many powerful weapons, Arjuna got. So to invoke all the weapons, full concentration on that mantra, if they concentrate on the mantra and they chant only, the arrow will appear on their hand. So not only Arjuna, all Kshatriyas, they have full self-control. And talking about sense control, one time he went to heavenly planet in Arjuna. Then he was approached by a most beautiful lady. But he said no. Not only he said no, he respected her as his mother. So, in that itself, we can make it out how much sense control he has got. But he himself, he is talking that this is impractical for me. Then Prabhupada is saying, 5,000 years back, Arjuna, he couldn't do this practice. How we can think about doing this practice? Yeah. And in order to glorify this, the process of Bhakti Yoga is the best topmost yoga system. He is, explaining one by one everything, all yogas. So he started from Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga. Now he is explaining Dhyana Yoga, and finally he will conclude the Bhakti Yoga is the best yoga. Yeah? So, whatever spiritual progress when we practice, mind is the biggest hurdle for us. Yeah? So, Arjuna is telling that, my mind is always chanchal, I can't do Krishna. Then Krishna is telling, with proper exercise, what he is saying, abhyasena to kaunteya. So by proper practice, you will be able to control this mind. If you conquer your mind, the mind can become a best friend of you. If you can't conquer, then the worst enemy. That is in our hand only. Then I was discussing about Arjuna's self-control, mind control and sense control, all. But even he is telling, he is unable to do. So then, and most properly, what is that, in this Kali Yuga, Dhyana Yoga is not advisable, that is for the Satya Yuga, that everyone we know, that is for this Yuga is only Sankirtana Yajna, yeah, by raising our hands and, performing a Yajna and singing the glories of the Lord. That itself will get the same result. By those yugas, people, were doing different yuga system. In Satya Yuga, they were doing meditation, and then Treta Yuga, they were doing yajnas, and Dwapara Yuga, they were doing elaborate deity worship, and in this present Kali Yuga, Yuga Dharma is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, Kalau nasti eva gatiram. Not only one time or twice, 3 times stressing, no other way, no other way, no other way. By only chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can come out of all the miseries. And talking about the mind control and concentrating on that, Arjuna was able to target the bird's eye. That story everyone knows. And no one else couldn't do. All Kauravas all failed in that. Only Arjuna was able to target the eye of the bird. So that much his mind control, he is very sharp in that. So because of that, he became the favorite student of Dronacharya. And there's a story is there, even though the yogis and all, they are meditating, they are just meditating, they are not meditating, those who are not meditating on the Supreme Lord, they are unable to succeed in that process. Example, Saubari Muni. He was thinking that if a disturbance will be there out of the world, so let me go inside the water and let me meditate. So while he was doing that, he was carried away by the fishes, population of the fishes, Then he came out and he married not only 50 daughters of that king. What is the king name? Is Mandata. Yes. So, and then he realized that he wasted his life. So, what to speak about all of us? Yeah. And then devotees, they don't need to sit and practice to control their mind, because by engaging Navavida Bhakti, by performing all that, our mind will be controlled. Automatically it will be controlled. We don't need to sit and concentrate on our, everything and sitting straight. And, we are, while sitting here, it's how many of you all are here fully? Your mind is here along with your body. You all, while sitting itself, mind will fly here and there, and someone will be thinking about, oh, my kids, I left my kids and came, what they are doing, are they watching TV or whatever, what they are doing, what is my husband is doing, we'll be thinking all these things. Mind is like a monkey. We have to, every time we have to bring the monkey, taming the monkey, like that we have to bring it back. And by utilizing our senses in the service of the Lord, automatically our senses, mind, everything will be pleased and happy. Yeah? Mind will not wander. So, practicing this karma yoga, jnana yoga, and dhyana yoga, all is very, very difficult. Krishna will he will explain to Arjuna, means for all of us. Ultimately, Krishna will explain that bhakti yoga is the best yoga, which is Krishna conscious, practicing Krishna conscious, what we are doing here. And we are just filling our tummy. We are not thinking about our soul, which is waiting, hunger, full of hunger, waiting for food. We are not bothering about feeding the soul, which is that we have to feed the soul by chanting the holy name of the Lord and associating with devotees and practicing now with the bhakti. By doing that, our senses also will be cleansed and in peace. We also can lead a happy life. And everyone is behind happiness. We have the right to find happiness. Happiness where people are, searching for that happiness, and they are not finding the proper destination where they can get that happiness, real happiness. So they are trying everywhere. Different people are trying different things, they are searching place where they can get happiness. Of course, that temporary happiness you may get, but that is not the ultimate happiness. And in this book, Bhagavad Gita, about yoga, what is the meaning of yoga first?
Connect.
Yes, connecting ourselves with the Lord. Yeah? When we are connected with the Lord only, we will be in peace and we will be in happy. Otherwise, full of distress only, that which we don't realize that. We think we get happiness when we accumulate wealth. Yeah, and we think, all of us behind money. So, collecting money and then losing their health, because they are thinking about money all the time, and not eating on time, not sleeping on time. And, ultimately, whatever wealth they accumulate, they won't be able to enjoy that also. Here we are calling everyone. How many people are there in this here? Hindus, Sanatana people, So they are not bothered about if we invite also, they are not. Some are turning up and some are not coming. The reason is karma, their previous karma. So that we have to collectively, associate with the devotees and hear from the great acharyas, scriptures, everything is given to us. Bhagavad Gita is a manual for how to lead our life. When we buy electronic items, we get a catalog, in that instruction will be given. So like that only, Bhagavad Gita is not for any particular religion. It's for human beings, for all mankind, how to lead our life is given. That we have to accept that Bhagavad Gita and get help of a bona fide person, and we have to learn. That is very important from whom we are giving. Otherwise, we will be misguided. So Arjuna is very fortunate. He's directly got the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a spiritual master. But for us also, the Lord is so merciful. He has sent so many doots, his representatives. So we have to just find a spiritual master. How in material knowledge we have to get qualification? We need a teacher. We enroll ourselves in the institution and we follow everything, rules and regulation, and then write the exam and get the qualification. What to speak about then? What about the spiritual knowledge? We have to take more carefully, we have to follow everything. Because goal of life is what? Our goal of life, if you ask a common person, will say different things. But the devotees, when you ask the devotees, they all will be telling the same thing, connecting ourselves with the Lord and serving Him and going back to our original place where the Lord is Lord's abode. Common people have different goal. So here, Bhagavad Gita in that yoga means that connecting ourselves with the Lord and serving Him. And in this life itself, we can get out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. And eternally, in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is saying how His Dham is. There's no need of electricity, no need of sun, no need of moonlight, then no need of electricity, no need of light. That is, His effulgence is enough. Once you go there, we won't come back to this material world. And again, getting trapped in this, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. So everything is given for us. Krishna has given to Arjuna means for all of us. Arjuna is asking all these questions. He is a very intelligent person. He understood this full Bhagavad Gita in 1 hour. We don't know. We have to take so many verses to understand this Bhagavad Gita. So he has given everything, that we have to follow. And we can judge a person from what he eat and with whom he associate from that. So when you associate with devotees, when you come every Sunday for this program and associate with us and hear the Krishna's glories of Krishna and the way how to lead a life, even though in the midst of all these calamities, full of miseries and all that, the solution will be given here. You please come every Sunday, all of you, and discuss with us and associate with us and have Krishna Prasadam, which will cleanse your heart and senses. So when your heart and senses are cleansed, then all good things will happen. You don't need to hanker for money, you don't need to worry about your health, and everything will be taken care by Krishna. We have experience in that. So we are telling that you all humbly, you all associate with us, and every Sunday, at least once in a week, at least you all join for our satsang. And here, and free prasadam will be given, and have that, and happily you all can go. And the next 1 week will be that battery is charged for you all. You all have to experience it. How we are experiencing, like that you all have to experience. Then you will not leave this satsang. By just theoretically hearing is not enough. You all have to practice that. You all have to undergo that. Then you can experience it. Such a wonderful experience. Still time is there. I think I have fast finished. Okay, whatever, we'll keep it as the time for any doubt or any questions. In today's discussion, whatever we discuss.
Pidamba Prabhu has a question.
Yeah,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank
Hare
you so much.
Krishna.
Thank you so much for the enlightenment. So Mataji, I've got a quick question. Is that you alluded that in Kali Yuga, this Dhyana Yoga is very difficult.
Yes.
Arjuna says this is beyond my means.
Yeah.
Chanchalam hi mana Krishna
Mana
pramati
Krishna.
balvatra.
Yes.
Tasyaham nigraham manya vayoriva
Vayu.
chaduskaram.
Yes.
I can control the force of the wind,
I
but I
can-
cannot
yes.
control my mind. Having said that, having accepted the fact, is inability to either understand, digest, or implement. I'm thinking from the other side that if it is that difficult for Kali Yuga to practice Dhyana Yoga, Kusagras, and they'll concentrate on tip of thumbs, then why Krishna in the first place is imparting or trying to impart this knowledge to Arjuna? He knows, Krishna knows, he is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresence that Arjuna may not be able to understand or digest and implement. So why in the first place such complicated explanations?
Yeah, Krishna is telling, whenever he is telling, then Arjuna is telling all excuses, giving all excuses. One by one he is explaining everything. And he wants to show Arjuna by explaining all these processes. And finally he is concluding the best process is Bhakti Yoga. To to explain about that, you know, he is explaining all these process. Is it?
So he doesn't want to exclude whatever is available.
Yeah.
That is also a
Now
part.
at the present days, you know, people are practicing yoga system, and they are thinking that is the ultimate one. But you know, okay, of course they may get some health relief, mental relief little, but ultimate thing is not that they won't get the love of God, and then only they will get liberated from that. Now, just practicing only will give little happiness only. Just health issues will be relieved. Yeah, certain small things, not the ultimate goal won't be fulfilled.
Exactly.
Yeah. To explain all these things and to make a best out of that, what is best, to explain that for all people, common people, for everyone, to understand that Arjuna, on behalf of common people only, he asked all questions. No, he is so intelligent. He made up all these questions very nicely, and Krishna is clearing one by one. That is for the common people to get benefit. If Arjuna didn't ask all these questions, we won't be having Bhagavad Gita.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Prabhupada written as it is, you know, he didn't exclude anything, he didn't conclude anything, or whatever Krishna told to Arjuna, just translated in English. So that's why this is the best book, which is Bhagavad Gita as it is. So many people translated, you know, but this specialty in Prabhupada's book is as it is, he is whatever Krishna told to Arjuna, word to word he translated. It's so powerful.
That's right.
And very simple way, you know, even the uneducated person also, illiterate person also will be able to understand such a way is given in a simple form.
That's right. Probably that's the reason why at the end of this chapter 6.47 Krishna says, you know, yoginam api sarvesam.
Yeah.
So
And sorry, this question, I didn't discuss about the question,
Sure.
which is, you know, Arjuna is asking very important question. Sorry, I'm really sorry. So, he is asking those who have left all material desires and come to this process, and what will happen to them if the mind is carried away in between. So, example is given, you know, that, you know, what is that given? Example is given. Anyone can tell the example? The purport is given. I read. I just wanted to check you all heard properly. Or beautiful example is given.
it's a ribbon cloud.
Yes, ribbon cloud. Yeah. So what will happen to them? You know, apparently that word is mentioned here. You know, Prabhupada has chosen that word. But next sloka he is saying that they will not lose that. Whatever they have done, little also. Neha bikramanasu asti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even that is the beauty of Krishna conscious. When you earn money and put in the bank balance, and if you leave the body, then someone will enjoy that money. Your wife or your children will enjoy. Your hard-earned money you will put in the bank, and you won't be able to. Your passed away means others will enjoy. But the devotional service which you have done in this life will be carried away to the next birth. From next percentage you will start. There's no doubt about that. If you suppose you have 75% you have done, from 76% you will start in the next birth. Only the whatever we have done devotional service come with us and with us. Nothing else. Husband, wife, children, wealth, bank balance, everything you have to leave and go. That is the beauty of devotional service.
In other words, whatever we have done is credited in your spiritual bank account.
Yes.
And then it would be carried
You will
forward.
be able to utilize in next birth. That is preparation for the next body.
Exactly.
Yes. So he's asking that person will not enjoy material also, spiritual also. How? When the big small cloud going to the big cloud, What will happen in between? It is, can't reach the place. What will happen? Driven away. Yeah. So, that is the question. But next question, Krishna will answer that they will not lose that. The transcendentalist, they will not, yogis, they will not lose that, is mentioned.
Suchinam Srimatam.
Yes, Srimata Krishna. That's. Like that I missed something else also. You can, Prabhuji, you can tell me anything. And here is mention about the realizing the Lord in three phases, which is Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan realization. First two realization is very, very difficult. And you don't know how many births you have to take. But the third one, realizing Bhagavan realization, that is by doing devotional service, Navavidha Bhakti, you can realize the Lord in the Bhagavan realization. Yeah, that also Prabhupada is mentioned here. Yeah. To reach this goal of life through Brahman and Paramatma, realization takes many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. So therefore, the conclusion is given. Therefore, the supermost path of transcendental realization is Bhakti Yoga, which is Krishna conscious, which we are practicing. Yeah, if we have practiced and left in midway also, that we are not going to lose that. It will be carried away to our next birth.
So Mataji, for the benefit of everyone who might be newcomers,
Yes.
This word Bhakti Yoga might be a new term for them. Although Krishna says that this is the final process
Yes.
by which you can attain.
Yeah.
So if you can elaborate in simple words, what's Bhakti Yoga?
Bhakti Yoga, which is Krishna conscious, practicing, doing devotional service. Here in the Bhagavad Gita, first from 2nd to 5, he is talking about work in devotion.
That's right.
After that, 6 he is talking about himself. And then from 7 to 12 he is talking about,
Confidential knowledge.
yes, knowledge. He gives more knowledge. In that he is talking about the qualities also. He is continuing in the divine and demoniac quality also. In that, and finally he is concluding in 18th chapter Dhyana Yoga, but briefly, but only in 6th chapter only elaborately given. And that also, why he is not repeated that process, which is Dhyana Yoga, which is because it's very difficult to achieve by everyone. Bhakti Yoga, which is practicing Krishna consciousness, is the easy process by everyone can attain that, everyone can attempt that easily. That's what is concluded. What was your question?
So my question is, how can we explain in a very simple term what is Bhakti Yoga? What's that process? What does it entail? What should we do for us to be said that we are rendering devotional service or we are doing Bhakti Yoga? That's for the benefit of.
Yeah, each one Lord has given different talent for each one. If someone is good in singing, if you are good in singing, glorify the Lord, sing. What we are doing here. One is good in playing instruments. They can, for the pleasure of the Lord, they can play the instruments. And doing like that Navavidha Bhakti, we have discussed about Navavidha Bhakti. Each devotional service, one example also we have learned. Yeah, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmaniveda. So the first three are very, very important. Anyone can hear. Lord has given ears to hear. So instead of hearing all unwanted thing, you hear the glories of the Lord. How Parikshit Maharaj was hearing from Sukadev Goswami. Yeah. And Prahalad Maharaj, people think that children, they don't give the spiritual education in the small. Oh, my child is baby. Let her or she grow big. Then after that, when the child is small only we can, educate them. When the child grown, they don't listen to parents nowadays. Example is bamboo tree. When it's tender, you can bend it to any shape. If you leave it, then it will break. So when the children are small itself, they are eligible to get this spiritual knowledge. When you give the knowledge when the children are small, then when they grown up and go and mix with other people, they will not compromise on their sadhanas and all that, principles. So you don't worry about the children, that is the parents' duty to educate them when the child is small. Prahalad Maharaj, when he was 5 years, he started preaching to his friends, instead of playing and doing other things. So that is in parents, especially mother's shoulder. There's a lot of responsibilities there, more than father. Father has to go and earn money. Mother has to educate the children and give them good knowledge. Then they don't need to regret about the future. Otherwise, they have the whole lifetime they have to worry. They have to repent. So we should not miss our duty. Yes. Anything else, Prabhu? Any doubt or any questions?
So, as you said, there are 9 processes of bhakti.
Yes, yeah.
Again, for benefit of everyone, should
Yes.
we do all the 9, or even 1 is enough, or 2 is
You
enough?
can do 1, you can do 9 also. How fast you want to progress in spiritual life, you do 9. Yeah. Nothing is wrong in following 1 also. Something is better than nothing, no? So, but different way we can even, what happened to Ambrish Maharaj? Ambrish Maharaj practiced all 9 processes, no?
Yes.
Even though he was a king, he was walking to the temple and cleaning the temple with the hand, and utilizing his eyes for seeing the deity form, and smelling. The nostril is used like utilizing for the smelling of the flowers and tulsi which is offered to the Lord. So he was utilizing all his senses on the service of the Lord, even though he was a king. So that by doing all these things, 9 type of devotional service, we can progress fast, because life is very short. Especially in this Kali Yuga, our life cycle is very, very short. But when Kali Yuga starting in the scriptures, it's mentioned, even within 35 years, we will have great-grandchildren also. And the people are going to born thumb size. I'm not telling, in the scriptures it's mentioned. People will not have milk to drink, to feed kids. People will be eating pebbles. No vegetables, pebbles. So this is the golden time that we have to make use of this time. Animals also doing 4 type of activities. We also doing 4 type of activities. Means what is the difference between animal and us? We should be different from animal, no? Eating, mating, defending, and sleeping. They are doing under the tree, and we are doing in a comfortable houses. We should be different from that. And getting this human form, we don't realize it's very, very difficult to achieve this human form. 8,400,000 species, different bodies are there. Out of the topmost form is human form. That we should check that are we utilizing it properly. If an intelligent person will utilize it, because we don't know next birth we'll get human form. Once we have to make use of that. Prabhupada always mention in lectures that, sir. Thank you for reminding me, Prabhuji. Any of you have any doubt or anything, question? They say, intelligent student, bright, studious student will ask questions. I'm talking about newcomers, not the initiated devotees, okay?
Mataji, I have one question.
Yes,
Not
Prabhu.
related, I missed the class.
Oh.
I was thinking yesterday. So at the time of death, if one who sees Krishna, he will get this place, right? Golakavranda.
Yes.
But Krishna, all the monsters were killed by Krishna. All they went to Golakavranda. What was the condition?
I didn't hear your question, Prabhu. Can you repeat that
At the
question?
time of death,
At the time of
one
death,
who remembers or sees Krishna,
whoever remembers Krishna. Yeah.
Sees Krishna. Sees, he says.
Sees Krishna. Oh, okay. Okay.
so what is the condition?
First of all, I want to ask one question to you. So, in the end of the life, when they are dying that time, who sees Krishna? Who will be able to see Krishna?
Devotees.
Devotees. Devotees, all devotees will be able to. What type of devotees? Devotees are different type of devotees are there. You know, constantly serving the Lord, and part-time devotees, all there.
Like Krishna devotees.
Krishna devotees, yeah, in Krishna devotees only different type of devotees are there. Okay, that is one question. Okay, you see that Krishna devotees will, those who see Krishna in the end of their life, then continue, Prabhu.
Then they will go to Golaka, right? Then
Oh, yes.
they will like achieve mukti, right?
Okay.
But the demons and monsters.
Mukti, liberation is different. We will reach our original place where we are belongs to. Mukti means liberation. There are spiritual planets are there. One is Goloka Vrindavan, other one is Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha only the when you want liberation, they go to Vaikuntha. That also 6 types of liberation is there. Example, you will get the same opulence of the Lord. Like that, Saloka, Samipa, like that 6 type of liberation is there. There, when you go, you will be just associating there. You will not have seva. But when the devotees, they know their goal is not that getting mukti. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling in Shistashtaka?
To go back to Golaka.
Birth after birth, I want to remember you and serve you.
See, we are praying Krishna because we don't want any birth.
Anyway, we want to take birth in the spiritual world. There we want to serve the Lord. Their service continues. Here we are with this material body. When we go there, we get spiritual body and we serve the Lord eternally. There is no janma mrityu, taking birth again, dying. That won't happen there. Eternally we'll be there serving Him. We get spiritual body there.
But what about the situation of the monsters?
Monsters.
Yeah,
Monsters.
Demons and monsters are killed by Krishna, right?
They also get liberated from the demon form, no? When they are demons, when they are killed, touched by Krishna, means they get liberated from the demon form.
No, but do they take birth after that or no?
Demons liberated, they take birth, yes, but not again demon form, demon birth. Even though so many stories are there. Damodar month is coming, that Kubera's sons, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, what happened to them? They were cursed by Narada Muni, because the story, you know the story?
Yeah.
You know the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone doesn't know the story? Just I will brief that story, for others' benefit. The Damodar month is coming, Damodar month pastime, the story is there. Krishna, Narada Muni's son, Kubera's son, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they were taking bath in a pond with girls. They were materially enjoying. Then Narada Muni was walking that side, and the ladies all covered their body and gave respect to Narada Muni. These 2 boys, they are drunk. So they were not in their proper sense. They were, playing in the water, and they didn't bother about Narada Muni. Narada Muni got angry, and he wanted to teach them a good lesson. So he cursed them to become a tree. So they became tree in Nanda Maharaj garden as Arjuna trees. And then they realized when they cursed Nadamani, then they realized their mistake and asked forgiveness. Then Nadamani said, "No, I have given curse. Now the thing is, moon is giving, you will become a tree in Nanda Maharaj garden. By Krishna's touch, you will get liberated from that form." So that's what happened when Krishna was dragging the grinding mortar and going. It got stuck in between tree, and then by Krishna's touch, they got the real form as Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So like that demoniac quality, they have. That's why they didn't give respect to the sage, great soul. So they were cursed by Narada Muni. Like that stories are there. Even gatekeepers Jaya and Vijaya, all they when they are demons, then when they killed by Krishna means they get liberated from that form. Is it clear, Prabhuji? Still doubt is not.
Yeah, my question is whether they go to Golaka Vrinda or they get a different form. That was my question, because it says at the end of the death, one who remembers Krishna, he will get back to my place.
Yeah,
Right?
they also will remember Krishna, but in negative way they are remembering. No, always they are Krishna. Demons all are. Even what happened to Devaki's brother, he was also thinking all the time about Krishna, but then in a negative way. Kamsa. Yeah? So, but then the question which you asked, the demons, when they get liberated, they go back to.
Do they go back to Godhead? If Krishna.
If Krishna, that is
Annihilates
Krishna's
them.
will, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I don't know, that is Krishna's will. If Krishna thinks he can make.
But he gives a promise, right?
To whom?
To everybody in the Bhagavad Gita, like one who remembers me at the time of death, he will for sure.
Yeah, this is
attain
about
me.
devotees you are talking, no? Devotees only will remember the Lord, no? Am I
Mataji,
correct?
There are several stories
Mm.
that actually show whether he's a good person, bad person, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He ended up remembering Krishna in whatever shape or form. He was liberated. Doesn't matter.
Good
is what-
person.
That is what I have seen the stories. Right?
Example, tell Prabhu.
Example, when Narsingh Maharaj killed Prahlad's,
Narasimhadev. Yeah.
right, when he killed Prahlad's father,
Hmm.
he was liberated. Doesn't matter how bad you are,
How
what-
he got liberated, you know that story? Because of Prahlad Maharaj.
he- so-
Not for.
And there are more stories also. So to his point, if you are a monster,
Ajamil second chance.
yeah,
Ajamila Sakana, because he called the Lord's name.
because it was his son. He didn't mean
Yeah. Unknowingly or knowingly. Yes.
unknowingly or unknowingly.
Yes,
if you remember
yes.
Krishna,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
So to your
Unknowingly or.
question, knowingly, unknowingly, monster, human, animal, whatever.
Yes.
Remember
You remember
Krishna.
Krishna, you're good.
Yes.
That's what I understand.
I think
Yeah,
Krishna-
your understanding is correct. Prabhu.
Yes, I think he doesn't differentiate.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So the point I think Mataji is
No,
trying to
what
explain-
I was telling, we, the devotees think positively always Krishna and even his
Right.
demons and all. They also
Yeah.
thinking about Krishna only.
Yeah.
You know, you get
Yeah, but the
it.
difference is when you die,
Yeah.
the pain of death is around 42,000 scorpions or something biting at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you are in pain, you will only remember the most thing that you have remembered your whole life, or the most dearest thing. So that's why if you haven't practiced all your life,
Yeah.
you probably won't have it.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a,
That's
yes.
the value of this.
Yes.
So when we don't practice, when we are healthy and alive, how in the end of your life you will be able to think about Krishna? That, as Prabhu said, 10,000 scorpions, if you bite you at once, where you will think about Krishna? You will be saying from your mother language, whatever, Ayu, Amma, and all that only you will speak.
But even though you are in front of Krishna,
Yes, it's difficult, very. Practice, you have, practice makes perfect, no? Why they are saying practice makes perfect. So we have to practice, keep on. That's why we keep hanging photos, Krishna's photos everywhere. You know, at least by seeing them, we will remember Krishna. Why olden days, parents, they keep for their children names, God's name.
Always spiritual names.
What happened to Ajamila, as Prabhu said? Because he was calling his son, but fortunately that is Krishna, Lord's name. Yeah.
But what happened to Putana?
Putana also he was liberated. Putana was thinking, because he was in the previous birth, he did tapas that, by that he was giving milk, poison milk to him, and by sucking her milk that, her life is gone. And then how many days it took that body to burn. And she got liberated from that form.
My understanding is she had no good intention. Her intention was killing the Krishna.
That is because Kamsa sent her. Yes,
No, I'm
Kamsa.
talking about Putana Mataji.
Yeah, Putana is sent by Kamsa to kill Krishna.
What I'm saying is, Putana's intention is bad.
Okay.
Regardless of his intention,
Mm.
it's because she fed milk to Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna gave the liberation,
Yeah,
right?
Krishna is so merciful. He is so merciful.
But here she wasn't practicing any Krishna conscious, right?
How you know? No, he was in the previous birth, he was, doing tapas for Krishna. Am I correct? Any devotees?
For your information, Prabhu, Putana was given the chance to become a nurse
Yeah.
in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. A nurse. Why nurse? Because although you are so right, Putana's intention was to kill Krishna. She was ordered by Kamsa that way. But since she took the motherly form to
Yeah.
feed Krishna, Krishna being so compassionate, even on the demons, Mataji is so right, even on the demons, when Krishna kills, it's a benediction. They will be liberated. So Putana was given, in specific instance of Putana, she was given a position of the nurse, which is the motherly figure in Goloka Vrindavana. That means, first of all, she is liberated from the material world.
Yeah.
At the same time, Krishna respected her because although she tried to kill, but it was a motherly form. So Krishna gave her a highest position. Nurse is a very high position. Mother of, Krishna in the Goloka
Everything is
Vrindavan.
happening under the will
that's
of
the-
Krishna only. Putana, just by thinking, she can't do anything. We won't be able to raise our hand without Krishna's will.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
understand
Prabhuji.
the difference between.
Yes, yes. One
And,
more Prabhu
and,
said-
and you are so right. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna promises, Anta kale che mamemam swaran utva kalevaram. A person, as Prabhu rightly said, a person who remembers me at the time of death
Death.
is sure to get liberated.
There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. But as Mataji said, life is a preparation for the exam. And what is the exam, Prabhu? If I can ask you, somebody said?
That.
Exactly, death. Death is the exam. So the whole life is a preparation to prepare for the final exam of death. So whatever you are so much used to be doing in your life, you will definitely recollect the same thing because now you are used to it. It's in your muscle memory, sort of, so to speak. Therefore, it is imperative, Krishna conscious movement keeps on reminding everyone that please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Throughout, as many beads or rounds you can do it, render devotional service, such that once you have been doing that for years and years worth of your life, for sure, although there will be, Prabhu said, thousands of scorpions, it's written in the, so right,
Srimad Bhagavatam
death
says-
will be an experience like one scorpion we bite, Prabhu, God forbid, no, it doesn't bite to anybody. One scorpion bite will be intolerable pain. Bhagavatam says, which is Amal Purana, thousands of scorpions bite worth of pain a person would experience at the time of death. Now, unfortunately for us, that person will not come back to us to say, I went through this hell, I went through this much pain. No, that person is gone. But we have to take the words from Srimad Bhagavatam. So if at the time of death, mucus is choking, you can't, all the senses are failing, and scorpions are, that pain is there, how can you remember Krishna? It's impossible. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, and Mataji will correct me, he assures, no, it is in Padma Purana. In Padma Purana, Krishna said that those people who have been taking my shelter from all angles, from their heart, not by just activities, taking shelter of Krishna throughout life, Krishna says, Mataji, correct?
Yeah.
Krishna says that I will make sure that if he doesn't remember me because of those pain and all, I will remember him now. That is a great consolation. Krishna said, I will remember him. We want to remember Krishna because we want to take advantage of that promise Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita, that those who remember me will attain salvation. But because of those circumstances at the time of death, we will not be able to. But if we have practiced Krishna consciousness throughout our life, Krishna says, I will remember him. That's a Padma Purana. You can search for that. Padma Purana assures Krishna will remember that person. And what then that's a salvation, Prabhu. There is no way the person can come back again. And the only problem of us, forget job, business, earning, family, health, no, forget. The only problem in the analysis of from the eyes of Krishna consciousness is 4 things: Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. That is birth, old age, disease, and death. These 4 things is the greatest problem, and nobody can avoid it, Prabhu. Nobody. Even if our forefathers used to live 110 years, still at the end of 110 years, they passed away, Prabhu, right? So nobody can. So the whole thrust of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout your life, you will break the shackles of this problem of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Birth, old age, disease, and death. And if we are able to come out of that, then there is nothing left, Prabhu. That means, yay, victory. That's it. Right now our victory is, I got, instead of Toyota, now I can buy Mercedes-Benz. See how people are smiling, it's in camera. How they are happy, even by the thought. That is our definition of success, Prabhu. That is a material definition. But spiritual definition is different. As Mataji says, soul is hungry. Body is hungry, we feed 3 times a day. Somebody feeds 4 times a day. But soul needs the food, and that is what we ignore. And what we ignore, that is what the Vyasapita, whoever is speaking here, would keep on repeating the same thing, that please do not forget to feed your soul. And how will the soul will be fed? Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, So, yes, when Krishna kills demons, Prabhu, to answer you in short, person will be liberated. Depending on, each person has got different status in the spiritual world. Putana, not highest status, Prabhu. Does it make sense, Prabhu? Does it answer your question? Thank you, Prabhu.
Just practically think, Prabhu, whatever day to day we are practicing automatically comes. When you get up in the morning, you brush, no one need to say to you, please go and brush, no? How automatically our hands goes to the brush and paste and put, and we are brushing and taking bath. How we are doing that? Like that, when we practice Krishna conscious, automatically in the end of our life also, we'll be remembering Krishna. There is no doubt about that. Yeah? Part-time, when you do things part-time, constantly you have to do. Then no one need to remind you. Automatically, whatever pain you, automatically you will be remembering the Lord.
One
This
more
is-
point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Spiritual, material success. We were talking, right? If I have got Toyota and I don't like, if I am able to get Mercedes, I'll be happy. If I have got a townhouse, now I can go for detached, I'll be more happy. That's the spiritual success. Prabhu and Mataji, anything in this material world, take it from me, it's not me, it's Shastra saying, anything is in this material world is subject to destruction. We all agree, right? We are not immortals. Our body will be subject to destruction. Krishna says, Kalosmi, in Bhagavad Gita, Kalosmi, time I am. Krishna says, I'm the taste of water, I am this, that. One of the things is Kalosmi, I am the time factor. Now, what does time do, Prabhu? Time devours, means consumes everything, whether it is person or whether it is property. It consumes. Our building, what is the maximum age? Let's say it's made of stone, 100 years. Normally 40, 50. Let's say old age, Britishers made stone, 100 years. But what is 100 years, Prabhu? After 125 years, that building will be collapsed. So if the stone, then this is made up of, our body is made up of flesh and bones, and 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, let's say 100 years. It is all going to get devoured. So the point which is being told from here and again by Srila Prabhupada and all the disciplic succession is, let us understand the 2 things, matter and spirit, and this can never match. Matter and spirit can never match, like oil and water is always separate. So if we understand that we have to go, we have to feed our family, whatever is to be done is required to be done, we should be doing it, no doubt about it. But the difference is when you get too much attached into it, then that becomes your whole world. And then that becomes your whole world. What will happen, Prabhu? We are forgetting to feed our soul. We are feeding our body more than it requires, right? But we are forgetting to feed our, and when we forget to feed our soul, the clock is ticking. As I am speaking, I was speaking 10 minutes before. Now that minute will never come back, right? Mataji started class by 6 o'clock. It will never come back. The clock is ticking, Prabhu. And when the clock is ticking, every minute passing, we are approaching finish line. Day by day, month by month, year by year. Isn't it, Prabhu? I mean, it's a common sense. That finish line, before that finish line, we have to feed our soul. And as Mataji said, whatever is to be, whatever you can do, do it. Even if it is a 19%, 81% still pending. That 19% has gone into your spiritual bank account. So the next life, Krishna guarantees, we will hear in 6.41, Suchinam Srimadam, Krishna promises that you will be born in an aristocrat family or in a Brahminical family culture where the atmosphere where you are born will be so conducive for you to develop spiritual consciousness. Like we see many families, you know, that they are born where parents are already practicing for years. So those kids who are born in those spiritual, they are not just by chance. They must have done in previous life whatever Mataji said, you know, spiritual practice, whatever percentage they came, and then life stops. Life has to stop. From that percentage onwards, that is already credited. It will never go. Nobody can take away from that. People can take away bank balance, car, everything, but the spiritual account, nobody can take away. So you will start from there, and when you achieve 100%, boom, that's salvation. Then Krishna says you don't need to come back again. So that's where it's very important that we practice, and then we remember Krishna at the end of life. That is the preparation, Prabhu. That preparation we have got to do for the final moment, you know. Isn't it, Prabhu?
Yes, sir.
We have got to do that. So, I mean, if we are well-wishers of ourselves, then who will not be well-wisher, Prabhu? We first thing we think of ourselves, right? So if we are well-wishers of ourselves and our soul, we should be doing that. Mataji, please correct me. Mataji, please add it.
Yeah.
I think
Krishna conscious is a scientific process. You know, we all want instant result. So this process is very, you know, beneficial for all of you newcomers, because practice and see, chant and see. You know, that day, one student was saying, Mataji, I was started attending, I got a job. I was waiting for so many years, I got, see, not only spiritual, material opulence, also Krishna gives everything. You know, that we should have faith, and we have to concentrate on practicing devotional service and serving Him wholeheartedly. Not for some expectation. With expectation when you do, Krishna will play to you. He is very, very, cunning person, more than us. You know, wholeheartedly when you serve Him, He will give, He will provide everything. From my life I am telling, you know, spiritual, not only spiritual, material things also, He will provide everything such a way you don't need to waste your time in that. You will spend your time doing devotional service to Him. Take my word and try to practice and see, you will get the result. Yeah. So more than this, you know, this is, you all are very intelligent people. So we have given the way how to achieve. So you all have to just grab it and start chanting from today. First we have to cleanse our heart. Is full of dirt is there. When this is clean, only everything will happen. Good things will happen. When you keep here all anarthas, nothing will happen, you know. So all of you please put your hands in the air and chant Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
See, we are very, very concerned about you all. whatever we are experiencing and enjoying our life, we want all of you to enjoy that. So we are experiencing it. Why? Otherwise we won't waste our time here. Everyone is coming here and doing arati to the Lord and offering everything and calling, inviting you all and bringing prasadam. All Matajis are cooking and bringing and offering to the Lord and bringing and serving you all. We want to help you by feeding the prasadam. Everything in inner self, everything will be cleansed and purified, Then the Lord also, Lord is there. How we have to, our body is a temple, first of all. Why we are decorating with 13 places tilak? Because the Lord is residing in our heart as Paramatma. We have to keep this place clean. How we cleansing process is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Nothing else in this present yoga. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, please
Hare
Radhe.
Nama,
Hare Nama,
Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, eva kevalam, khalau nasti eva, gatiramita. So please, every Sunday you all join here with us and hear the Lord's glory and have prasadam and dance and enjoy. This also one, type of, you all go to other places and dance and hear the material music and all that. Here also you can enjoy very nicely. Hearing the glories of the Lord, and we are singing, enjoy that chanting and having prasadam. So when you start practicing, you will not leave and go. Every Sunday you will wait. When this Sunday is coming, we can go and meet all of them and associate with them. We wait like that. So you all also will join with us when you start practicing this. Please, humbly, we are asking, all of us are asking, to come every Sunday, join with us. And please the Lord, then everything will be provided by the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.